All right, well, good evening. Yes, the lighting is poor. There it is. You can see me now. Can you see me now? Can you hear me now? Yes, it's dark. It's 9:25 on Thursday evening, the 12th of September, just coming back from, or just left the event here in Washburn, and the light's going to change and be different and everything as I drive through really dark areas. Anyway, but you can hear me, so this will be a video audio podcast, something like that. Anyway, Wisconsin Public Radio's political podcast that they do and produce, it gets released on Fridays, I understand, was here in Washburn, Wisconsin. They ventured all the way up from Madison to come do this, and actually it was a very good turnout. I was pleasantly surprised. There were about 40 people in attendance, and they recorded, it wasn't live on the air, they recorded the podcast, did a couple of takes. I have the raw audio, and we'll be manipulating that in the computer here over the next day or two. Well, I don't think I'm going to do it tonight, so it'll probably be done tomorrow. Anyway, do it tomorrow and get that up. I also recorded or did 2 Facebook Live videos of those, and appreciate those who did watch. Sue and Patty and Bill, and I should know the other person. They're just drawing a blank at the moment. But anyway, so I will get those. I appreciate you guys listening and at least watching what we were doing. It was good. I took some notes, and I don't have them in front of me, obviously, because I'm driving. So it was pleasantly a very very even keel, very evenly approached look at look at politics here in Wisconsin. Not particularly leaning way Democratic or way Republican. Obviously, there are 2 congressional seats that are going to be up for grabs here shortly, as we have 2 current office holders leaving their particular seats. Sean Duffy is retiring or stepping down, I don't know, within a week or 2. And Jim Sensenbrenner is also doing the same. So Wisconsin Congressional District 7, which is House of Representatives Sean Duffy, and then Jim Sensenbrenner in District 5 are both of those districts are going to be up for elections, and new elections. Both have been very Republican districts over the past, 8 or 9, almost 10 years now. and the Democrats have got their hopes up that they can present somebody to take over from the Republicans. Given the national view of the Democratic Party, I don't know. I don't have a real sense of how that might go. Here in Wisconsin, there is a divide on between left and right, Republican and Democrat. But there are some other issues that are more germane to the local districts. Obviously, farming, agriculture, Foxconn down in the southern part of the state. Not knowing who is going to be put forward as a candidate for either party at this point. Tom Tiffany, I believe, is the one Republican who has announced that yes, he is running for Sean Duffy's seat in the 7th District, and he's the only one. We have not seen any other Republicans being put forward, nor have we seen any Democrats. There's a lot of talk, a lot of speculation, and maybe a lot of people wetting their finger and sticking it up in the air to see how the wind is blowing and whether they want to run or not. So we will have to see, and once any more announcements become available, then we'll have to see how those where those people stand. There's just a very sketchy amount of information on Tom Tiffany, although there is some history that the Wisconsin Democratic Party is jumping on pretty quick for his positions on some things, and I don't know all the details, so I won't get into it, but so he does have some history here, but we haven't seen who. You can complain all you want about a guy who has announced his candidacy for a seat when, well, we can call him names and say, oh no, he did this and he did that, but there's no alternative at this point. The Democrats haven't put up a contender or somebody to challenge him for that seat, so we'll just have to see. So, trying to think of, they did a real sort of brief Q&A. Somebody who had a question about how to sort through what was perceived as all of the amount of fake news and erroneous reporting and such that goes on. And it was interesting. They did a good job in answering the question. Hey, become a very avid consumer of many different news sources, not just Fox or CNN or NBC, CNBC or MSNBC. Spread your wings and look to other places that might be contrary to your core beliefs, but look at other news sources. And I've always said that I'm getting a little more specific in the places that I'm looking for news. Minute Press, Disobedient Media, 21st Century, But I also, you also read Breitbart and Fox, and see what Reuters and other people are doing, just to get an overall sense and make up your own mind. Go ahead and use your own due diligence, your own critical thinking. Read with a critical eye if you're still reading newspapers or you're reading online. Are the stories that you're reading actually presenting facts, or is it just opinion? There's a lot to be said for that. Another question tonight was on the division in the country as it relates to gerrymandering. Now, I learned tonight that before Sean Duffy won the 7th Congressional District, that the district was redrawn to his favor, cutting out Stevens Point and adding another area of the state. And I'd have to look at that specifically, but I'm not quite sure where. I mean, the person's got a obvious gripe or obvious concern of his own, that he feels that gerrymandering is causing the division in our country. I'm not quite sure I would agree with that, but hey, you're entitled to your opinion. And if it's, it must be real for you, or otherwise you wouldn't have asked the question. Foxconn did come up in not as much as it had been, 6 months or a year ago, when it was, front page news here in the state. It was interesting to learn about Foxconn and everything that goes around about the whole issue. Is that majority of the principals who were involved in putting the whole agreement together, and this is both on the state of Wisconsin's side and also on Foxconn's side, are no longer with their respective companies or state agencies. So what might have been promised, requested, yes, we're going to do this, that, and this, and now are probably not going to happen. Things change. I probably printed out a good portion of the agreement back when it first came, and I guess I need to revisit that and take a look and see what we can't find out about that overall agreement and what's going to happen for the state. One of the things that was also addressed was the upcoming elections, for the special elections for both the 7th District and the 5th District, how those are going to play on a national level, because Wisconsin is perceived to be maybe not a swing state, but certainly a state that is going to maybe very well hold out the results of the 2020 presidential election. But a lot of that is going to depend on what occurs as far as tariffs. How are the locals here in the farming areas of Wisconsin looking at our farm subsidies enough? Could they be more? Could the government be doing something different in order to help Wisconsin farmers? Same thing with Foxconn. Is it going to be? How is that all going to play out in that? So overall, it was a good, a very good presentation. Wasn't overtly political one way or the other. Pretty even-handed, and questions and comments during the Q&A from both sides. As I said, I will go ahead and we'll get the raw audio up of tonight's event. Like I said, probably not going to get it done tonight, but we'll get it done tomorrow, and we'll get it posted, and we'll let you know where it is and how to go ahead and download and listen to it on your own. Thankful that the rain has finally stopped. It rained pretty seriously 4 or 5 hours ago, and now I walked out of the event center, and it's overcast, but it's no longer raining, and it's nice out. So hey, thanks everybody for listening. Like, share. Like I said, I told you I'm driving in the dark, so that's why you don't have the great light. But think of it as a audio video podcast. So thanks for listening. We'll talk with you all again real soon.